For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
During a WEF meeting in Saudi Arabia last week, the central bank governor of Bahrain, Khalid Houmadine, said ordinary people cannot be trusted to spend their money how they see fit. These are the words that came out of his mouth. And the elite must completely ban cash in the near future in favor of a digital solution, he said. Houmadine also, then he sort of boasted that the general public is going to accept what we tell them to accept.
The whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips. Right? There'll be no more cash. You won't be able to live without it. All your money is going to be in that mesh. It's going to be a cashless society. No, you're not going to be able to start your computer, or you're not going to be able to have a bank account. And if you mesh, then all money now becomes digitized. They can take your money from you whenever they want to.
In your cool mesh, no need for driver's licenses, credit cards, debit cards, keyless entry, ID. No, the RFID mesh will have it all there, all of it. Goodbye wallets. After all, what's a wallet for? ID, cards, not anymore. Oh, and money will be completely cashless.
We will, though, have digital currencies issued by central banks if people want them. I mean, have you got any cash on you? No cash at all. Literally done. So you're a candidate. You're going to want to have something, your phone or some sort of a smart card, or like in Sweden, a little chip there embedded in your wrist that allows you to tap and go.
What people don't mention is, what do these CBDCs actually look like? You know, at the moment, there's a bit of talk about this being phone-based apps. And yes, that is the initial phase. But what was already ready around 2015 is the ultimate goal. What they really want, apparently, I was told by a central banker, is, you know, CBDCs looks like a small grain of rice that they want to put under your skin. The CBDC implant.
This is the mark of the beast.
How one could increase their security and safety with this digital money. What if one loses one's direct debit card? No doubt some bright Bank of England spark, or else any of the talking heads in the media, will then suggest we should adopt the techniques long practiced with our pets, namely implanting microchips under the skin as our money of the future. Whether this spells progress, readers need to decide for themselves. So a cashless society, negative interest rates, and central banks being the only banks left on the planet, and microchips implanted under your skin.
If we think cash is the analog and digital currency is the form of digital, CBDC is the digital form of cash. Today, clearly, we're in a hybrid situation. We're using both. And we know in the past, when it comes to cash, central bankers were very much in control with all aspects of cash. And now we're comfortable to the point where the private sector plays a big role in the printing of the cash, in distribution of the cash, and with the private sector, we use interest rates to manage the supply of cash. The same thing is likely to happen with CBDC. Yes, the central bank will have a role, but at some point in time, the same way we don't call it central bank cash, we're probably going to stop calling it central bank digital currency. It's going to be a digital form of the cash, and at some point in time, hopefully, we will be able to be 100% digital. People are used to it. Right now, is many of our payments are digital. The truth is, I said that we're in a hybrid model. There's less and less use of cash. And I think that from predominantly digital with a little physical. I think the transition to fully digital is not going to be a stretch. People are used to it, people have engaged in it, and circumstances did help. His adoption rates increased because of this is where contactless started to become something of a necessity, something of a safety, something of a requirement. And because of that, there is very little resistance. Trust is already there. We just need to build it.
Central bankers belatedly admit, oh, now that you've mentioned it, yes, banks create the money supply. So let's abolish that now. And also, by the way, let's abolish cash. So what should we do? Well, introduce digital cyber currency that central banks issue and control, and thereby gain total control over all economic transactions, decisions, and the whole lot you've just heard from the CEO of the GDI. So the greatest concentration of central banking power in history is really the bid they're aiming at. That's the central bank's goal. And of course, digital accounts of dissenters and regime critics could be switched off. It'd be very difficult to even purchase necessities. So this is an Orwellian dystopia of total control, the end of any freedoms. That's really what central banks are aiming at. Several central banks have, like the Bank of England, already prepared their microchip implant RFID chip to be implanted under your skin.